Frank here from Data Driven and franksworld.com, and of course, how can I forget Impact Quantum? You can follow me on Twitter at FrankDigsData, and today this is a little bit of maybe a lunchtime session. I am committed to doing more live streams in 2021, and this is part of my commitment following through. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the chat, which I'm not sure which platform folks are going. I'm actually streaming live from wonderful Maryland, and I'm streaming on Facebook, Twitch, LinkedIn, YouTube, and Periscope. Although I think Periscope is being decommissioned or whatever. Don't really have an agenda, although my agenda is my agenda is really just to talk to you about this really cool resource that I'm surprised more people don't know about. So let me see if I can bring up that screen. Oops, not that. This is exactly what I want to bring up. So if you don't know about this site, there's a site called Humble Bundle. And for the most part, it's really catered towards games. And a coworker of mine tipped me off about this site a few years ago. And it is an awesome site. There's a lot of games on here, but what's really exciting about this is every week or so they shuffle through a bunch of, and let me put the, let's see. There we go. See if I can show that. Woohoo! All right. So for the most part, there's a lot of gaming content on this site. Thanks for joining. I see some folks are joining. I realize it's lunchtime. I'm doing experiments to see which the best time to live stream. I am collecting data in terms of when what works best for you all. Obviously, you can always watch this in a recording, and if you're watching later, thank you. And if you have any questions you want me to either answer in the comments or post it in the comments, and I'll get back to them. Maybe, who knows, I'll make a live stream of it one day. In case you're wondering, this is my Max Out hat. I posted on franksworld.com today an inspirational video by Ed Milet. I highly recommend you check it out. But let's not get distracted. So Humble Bundle is primarily games, right? So there's a bunch of games that they have. I don't play games like I used to. I kind of do miss it. I probably should get back into that. But what's really exciting about Humble Bundle, at least for me, is if you look at all the material here. So let's say front-end web development. So say you have a friend or you yourself are trying to get into front-end web development. You click on this link, and basically you get, for $1, you get these 4 books. For $8, you get these books additionally, and oh wow, that's a lot more. And then for $15, you get everything on this page. That's everything from Introduction to TypeScript, Angular, Modern Web Design Patterns. These are all books from PAC, which is completely legitimate. These are ebooks, obviously, because dead trees cost money. I mean, there's also videos. That's what I like about PAC. They do a lot of videos. I can't recommend this site enough. I have it in my bookmarks. I always check it every day. And basically what it is, you donate, you basically, it supports a charity. So each one of these bundles, basically PAC has agreed to kind of sell this at a discount, the ebooks and the videos at a discount. And some of that money goes to charity. You can actually adjust who gets what. Let's see what other things there are. This is new. I think this just came out today. I check this site very frequently, and I spend way too much money here. This looks like a pretty good kind of self-improvement one. The Book of Building Fires, How to Roll a Drawing. This is, I guess, the the theme here is kind of start something new. I'll have that title. This is pretty cool. So some of these are a little more expensive than others. This was $25, but you get a lot of books. I actually have this book. That's actually a really good book. Let's see what other bundles there are. There's a Linux bundle. This could be useful, actually. So if you're looking to kind of expand your technical book library, this is a great way to go. I mean, you can't beat it to the price. I mean, just getting in the door with $1 with these books. I know that this is a pandemic going on. There's a lot of people suffering economically, but in terms of bang for the buck, if you will, you can't beat Humble Bundle. You know, this is an opportunity to, if you want to switch careers, and I highly recommend that if you are in a service economy job or hospitality industry, it might be time to think about kind of what your next move is, because it's going to be a while before I think people are comfortable being in crowds again, even if the vaccine or the virus just drops off the face of the earth tomorrow. We've built up patterns over the last almost a year of social distancing and not wanting to be in planes. I mean, this is the psychological effects that are linger long after the virus. I don't know whether or not that's a good thing or not, but it is what it is. People are people. This is a cool one I wanted to check out. So, game developer. This looks pretty cool. So they'll often sometimes have software and other assets kind of to create videos or games. This one looks intriguing because basically it looks like you can create your own video games and stuff like that. I get this from my son. And what's cool is that, the charity, this one actually supports two charities, Michael J. Fox Foundation for Parkinson Research and the Alzheimer's Association. Let's see what other, this was interesting. So if you want to kind of grow your career, there's this, I already clicked on that. I only have one I'm trying to cut back on my coffee consumption for a couple of reasons. Yeah, maybe impromptu live stream is not the time to do it. But this looks pretty interesting. This is music producer. I saw this morning. So it looks like these are just sounds. What is this? So there's usually a description. Together with applied acoustics, software synths. That's pretty cool. So you basically 1,095 royalty-free sounds and presets. And for use in your DAW. DAW, I used to be into music production and stuff, and maybe I'll release some of the tracks I cut. Wow, in the year 2000. I was living in Germany. I was really influenced by a lot of the electronic stuff going on over there. So I created some stuff. What's the software I used? It was by Magix, which was a German company, and I think I walked into there's a place called, it's spelled Saturn, but it's pronounced Saturn. And it was kind of like the German version of Best Buy or Circuit City, if you remember that. DAW, I believe, stands for Digital Audio Workstation. That's what I want to say. I don't do this. I haven't done this in like 20 years, but kind of the pandemic is making me rethink my hobbies. I mean, obviously, in a previous live stream, I talked about how I picked up archery, which is another thing I did like 20 years ago. I actually shot some hours yesterday. If you follow me on my Instagram account, which is @FranksWorldTV, I actually show my progress. So I'm actually getting pretty decent of it. So what I do is I stood about 10 feet away and I would shoot. As I started getting more and more bullseyes, or kind of in that center ring, I would then go back a few feet and then shoot. And then so now I'm at a decent distance. I mean, certainly not competitive. Maybe one day I'll just enter a contest just for fun to see what happens. My bow is a recurve, not a recurve. Kids have recurves. I have a compound bow with about a 30-pound draw. It's a Genesis. It's just for getting started. I love it because I don't have plans on doing hunting or whatever. I just do target practice. I love it because it's very focused, which, as you can tell, I may sometimes struggle with focus. And I think anyone in the IT field kind of understands the challenge of kind of building something abstract and with shifting requirements. What I like about archery is load the arrow, you attach it to the thing. It's called knocking, by the way. Take a deep breath, you point it, you pull back, you aim, and then you fire, and you have immediate feedback. Was it successful? Was it not? I like that, right? Because typically in IT projects, it's always a moving target, so to speak. What I like about archery is I can just kind of like focus my mind and my body in one place at one time and get an immediate result in terms of how well I did. Not so much in a way of getting an immediate reward. It's just I get immediate feedback. I kind of like that. It's just unique. And I'm lucky enough to live in a place where I have enough land that doesn't matter. I can have an archery range. I say archery range, basically a target. Put up against a tree. It's nothing fancy at all. So let's see here. This looks cool. I don't know if I'm gonna buy it, but it's cool. Let's see what else. I think I see a LinkedIn message come in. They also have software, right? So it's not just about kind of geeky stuff or whatever, but there's also pretty good software in terms of organizing your PC. They have video editing software. They have audio editing software. Just looks pretty interesting. I need to look at this. And what's cool is like, so see, I'm interested in this. If I'm signed in, I can just hit remind me, and it'll ping me. And there's always a countdown in terms of when it's ready, and it'll email me. There was another one I saw that was fascinating. So this is pretty cool. So this is a new thing, and there's a guy on my team who's really into printing his own board game characters with this 3D printer. These are all kind of 3D models you can download and print, which is pretty cool. So there's a whole kind of figure tabletop gaming community. I'm not really into it, but I think that's cool. Like I said, Humble Bundle is just an awesome site. This is pretty cool too. So here's kind of like, home sweet home. These are home-based things: gardening, cooking, magic tricks, dog training. Kind of funny, there's a Weimaraner on the cover. Weimaraners are very special dogs. I mean that in an endearing and a frustrating way. And ultimate slime, the kids will love that. Maybe this will get this. Sea sheds. This is cool because I think as we get into spring, I want to get more into gardening. I say that every year, but it gets so humid and hot here. But this year I might tough it out. Build a little fenced-in area, build a garden. You have to do the fencing in, at least where I live, because we have a lot of deer. And the first year we moved here, I was so excited because I'm a city kid. I have about an acre or so, and I got to plant a garden. So I had my garden going, and it was awesome. It was going great. And then one night, the deer just ate through it all. I mean, it was really frustrating. After doing all that work, kind of tilling the soil. The soil here is very clay-like, which apparently is a thing here in Maryland. Sorry about that. But that's all I got. One last thing, actually. This year, I got the Dead Tree version. I listened to the audiobook, and I did say that the one regret I had of this book was that there was no workbook type thing in here. And look, turns out in the printed version there is. So I called out the author, like, hey, it'd be great if you had a workbook version of this, but apparently there already is if you get the tree version. The printed version, that's another thing I do. I gotta stop saying did I mention focus is an issue sometimes? Yeah, so this was a great book. It was basically kind of, doing the impossible and the 25 laws for doing the impossible. This was a great book. Go back in my feed, go back on frankswell.com. I talk about my review of it. It was incredible. I'm a big fan of Patrick Bet-David. He has a really inspiring life story. But definitely go check out his stuff. I think it's called Valuetainment is his YouTube channel. And he's really good. He's got a lot of interesting stuff. This book is great. This book is inspiring. You know I love a book when I don't just get the audio book, but I also back it up with the printed book. Because, no one format I think of a book is better than the other. I think it depends, right? So for me, I drive. I can listen while I drive. I can listen while I work out, while I do dishes, while I clean up the yard or walk the dogs. That's good. But sometimes you just want to be able to kind of just sit down in a quiet place and just read, maybe even write some notes out, do a little bit of journaling or whatever, which is something I've been doing the last couple weeks. And I've already seen, I kind of wish I'd done it sooner. Like, it sounds really corny and it sounds really stupid, but journaling is a big key thing. Because it helps you stay focused on my goals and not get distracted as easily. So with that, I'm going to end this live stream and wish you all the best. I hope you have a fantastic day, and I will see you tomorrow for another live stream where I will do a book review of this book, which is affectionately known on my team as the Mahan book, and it's called Let's Get Real or Let's Not Play. I think it's definitely a must certainly for technical sellers or any kind of folks who sell consulting services, which are really